The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra has some unexpected advantages over the iPhone 15 Pro Max, but not in the ways you might think. In this detailed comparison, we'll investigate 6 key categories to determine where each phone shines and where it doesn't, leading up to the big reveal at the end of the video, which phone truly stands out as the better choice in 2024. And to arrive at our answer, we need to start first with comparing design and build quality. Both iPhone and Samsung, while they have similar things like titanium surrounding the phone to increase durability when you drop the device, they really do have their own distinct taste of what a smartphone should look and feel like. For the S24 Ultra, it's slightly taller and wider, and it has sharp corners, making it feel more boxy, while the iPhone has gone for more contoured edges, which makes both phones feel very different when you hold them. Objectively, the contoured edges of iPhone do feel a little bit more comfortable than the S24 Ultra's sharp corners. There's no getting around the slight discomfort of a pointier corner design. The iPhone does have an extra customizable action button, which is programmable to do whatever you want. In my case, to launch the camera app at a moment's notice, which has proven to be super useful to capture photos quickly. I'm actually surprised that this feature hasn't made it to Samsung first. It feels like something that belongs on an Android phone. The dynamic island is another aspect of the iPhone that is unique, and we have people who love it, who find it useful for quick access control to apps, while others think it looks terrible and would never want the phone with that pill shape on it. So if that's you, Samsung doesn't have that. They opted for a small hole punch cutout for the selfie camera, but that also means there's no technology in place for a biometrical secure Face ID like on iPhone. Instead, we have to use fingerprint scanning. Something that is unique to the design of the S24 Ultra is the S Pen. You can write and draw, use it as a remote to take pictures, or even magnify things that you are reading. You can do a ton of things with the S Pen. Admittedly, I don't find myself using it as much as I'd like, but having it here is a nice bonus when you do need it. It's worth pointing out that the iPhones finally have USB-C this year, and you'd think that it's the exact same as the ones in the S24 Ultra, but they're not. The iPhone comes with 10 gigabits per second transfer speeds, which is actually double the transfer speed of the S24 Ultra, which maxes out at 5 gigabits per second, which honestly only matters to people transferring large amounts of data to your computer, and if you just want the fastest speed possible on a phone. The edge I will give to Samsung for its design is that it does offer way more color options. 7 to be exact to the iPhone's 4 colors, so there's definitely more room to express your personality with the Samsung phone if you do want a unique color. So with all that being said, this category's winner is tied. Both phones get a point, as they both have useful things each don't have, and I can't fault either of them in this category. However, something that can be measured and will have a definitive winner in our next category has to do with displays. Starting with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, we get a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display that goes up to 2000 nits peak brightness outdoors with support for high refresh rate, and it does an incredible job here with how sharp and dynamic things look on this phone. But the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, its display is on another level. It's a slightly larger 6.8-inch Quad HD AMOLED display with the same smooth high refresh rate panel and with a peak brightness that goes up to 2500 nits, which is 25% brighter than iPhone outdoors, and it also has a new coating to reduce reflections and improve visual clarity. In the real world, you can actually see the difference. You can see how much more light is being diffused on Samsung's screen over the iPhone. So based on just pure math and real-world use, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra has the better display, gaining a lead of 2 points to 1 against the iPhone. Moving on to our next key category, both devices do an incredible job here, but one of them pulls out ahead as a definitive winner, and it might trigger some people watching, as there's nothing more divisive in the smartphone community than our next topic, the cameras. Before we dive into this, let's take a moment to appreciate my favorite case for the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, the MAG Case 4 from PITAKA, who were kind enough to partner with us for today's video. It's made of an aramid fiber, the same material used in bulletproof vests and spacecraft, making it super light yet extremely durable. It comes in a variety of really cool designs that help your phone stand out from the crowd, and what makes me love these cases so much is that they are MagSafe compatible. They feel incredible in the hand, it's super smooth yet still grippy. It has an ultra thin design, almost giving off these feelings of going naked with your phone, but still offering good protection and grip without any added bulk or covering up the design of your phone. The camera lip on this case is made from recycled materials as well, underscoring PITAKA's commitment to sustainability. So if you're interested in a stylish, minimal, protective, MagSafe compatible case for your Samsung device, the Mag Easy Case 4 from PITAKA is a winner in my books. Click the link down below to purchase yours today. Thank you, PITAKA, for partnering with me on today's video. Okay, back to the controversy. Let's talk about the cameras, starting with the Samsung S24 Ultra, where we have 4 sets of cameras on the back, including an ultra-wide, standard wide lens, a 3x and a 5x lens, and on the front, we have a selfie camera. The quality of the pictures you get out of the Samsung are brilliant. You get so many options, focal lengths, professional features, high megapixel images, to leave you with something that you will be happy to share with your friends and family. Even video on this device is quite good as well. I actually feel comfortable saying that it's the best video probably on any Android phone, as you can shoot up to 8K on here and it gets incredibly sharp for moments in your life. When it comes to the iPhone, we have 3 lenses instead of 4, which include an ultra-wide, wide, and telephoto lens that have varying focal length options as well. On iPhone, I've also been a huge fan of the quality of pictures I've gotten out of here. They've always looked incredible, and I actually feel like I've taken some of my favorite photos ever on an iPhone. But when it comes to which phone consistently takes better photos, some of this comes down to personal preference and experience, and this may trigger some people, but I feel like from my experience using both of these devices extensively, I've had an easier time getting good quality photos off of my iPhone than my Samsung. Also, consider the fact that the iPhone has a dedicated action button that you can assign for photos, where it becomes so quick and easy to capture those fleeting moments in life, or the fact that if you are an amateur or professional creator, the iPhone is the only smartphone in the world with log capabilities, allowing you to shoot incredibly dynamic video that is unmatched by any other phone on the market. Or the fact that because the USB-C port is 10 gigabits per second and not 5 gigabits per second like on Samsung, it's a lot faster to move large video and photo files off of your phone to your computer. So when you consider all of these things, as much as I love the S24 Ultra and the content I've been able to capture with it, I feel very confident giving it the best camera award of all Android phones. But when it comes to just all phones in general, if I could only choose one smartphone camera system, it would be the iPhone, which now ties the 15 Pro Max to with the S24 Ultra. Moving on to something controversial, in my opinion, again, equally as divisive as the topic of cameras, is the key category of general performance and software experience, or in simpler terms, iOS versus Android. Admittedly, this one is hard, as it truly comes down to personal preferences with how each company handles the way you navigate and access information on your phone. However, I've come up with some objective observations that we can use to help decide on a clear winner here. Starting off with performance, I think it's safe to say that for most people, the difference in speed will not be noticeable at all. Navigating either system will feel fluid and fast as you go through their menus, and even gaming on both devices have equally been great for any gamers watching. I think where things start to break away from my experience is in app quality on Android versus iOS. I find the apps on Android to be of less quality and not run quite as smooth as their iOS counterparts. I can't quite pinpoint why this is. A part of me believes developers just spend more of their time on iOS apps, and if you've ever used both devices side by side before, you'll know what I mean. But it's not all that bad on Android. Like, let me make that clear. Like, the apps still run and work great for the most part, and where Samsung really started to innovate this year is with Galaxy AI. I can't spend a lot of time on this topic, as there's just a ton of features here, which you can find out in my full review of the S24 Ultra, which I'll link down below. But some of my favorites are voice recorder, where you can transcribe conversations after the fact and have the AI generate summaries for you, which have been a lot of fun to use with insightful podcasts that I actually listen to. The quick circle to search feature to accurately look up things on your phone with AI with a simple gesture, or even the AI generative fill features to alter and manipulate the images you've already taken. iPhone just doesn't have anything like this yet. The most unique software feature immediately apparent is the dynamic island, but even that doesn't hold a candle to the fun AI features you get on Samsung. So, if you were someone that was after stability and the best app experience possible, I think that has to go to iPhone, no question. But it's my video, and I'm choosing the winner of this general software experience category based off of innovation and excitement, as that's what's sorely needed these days for anyone to be excited about phones, and Samsung over-delivered here with their AI features. So a point goes to the S24 Ultra, which now takes the lead 3-2 against the 15 Pro Max. This next category will get very interesting, as we'll now explore the ecosystem surrounding both the iPhone and Samsung and try to find out which product has higher quality accessories and integrations in their universe, so to speak. Starting with Apple, it's fair to say that the idea of an ecosystem and devices being so integrated amongst one another truly started with them. My experience has predominantly been with their products in this regard, so a little bit of bias here with the things like the MacBook Pro, AirPods, Apple Watch, Apple TV, you name it, I have it. The conveniences of how much these devices talk to each other and also how high quality each of these individual products are on their own just create a very irresistible environment for iPhone users to dive into them to further enhance their overall experience. On the other hand, many people are still in the dark about this, but Samsung has a very compelling ecosystem that offers a comparable integrated experience. They have devices like the Galaxy Buds, Galaxy Watch, Galaxy Tablet, and some good integrations with Windows computers that combine to create a pretty robust experience. I have to admit, I have yet to really test out their ecosystem too much and their products, mostly because of the budget constraints and it just costs a lot of money, but it's important to recognize what Samsung brings to the table, as it's not as obvious and front and center like it is with Apple. So when it comes to comparing these, although I do have a winner for this category that I will share with you in a moment, I want to remind all of you that for all of us, the ecosystem is a matter of personal and a lot of the times professional needs. So because this is my video, I'm choosing Apple to win this category, as I personally and more importantly professionally feel their accessories and products surrounding the iPhone are generally better individual products than the Samsung counterparts. Okay, we are now left with one category to decide the ultimate smartphone of 2024, and arguably the one that sums this all together, which is overall value for money. If we recap what we've discussed so far, we said that the iPhone and Samsung are equal in design and build quality. Samsung has a better display and operating system with more of an emphasis on innovation, while the iPhone has a better camera system and ecosystem. This tells us a lot already, actually, as value is subjective, and you could argue that if I value the best cameras and access to the best ecosystem of accessories and products for my phone, I'd pick the iPhone as better value. Or if I value cutting-edge AI software and cutting-edge operating systems and better displays and technology, I'd choose Samsung. But there is one thing that we can use here to bring a little objectivity to this category, which is resale value. iPhones have much stronger resale value than Samsung phones, and it's actually just based on very simple economic principles. There are far more manufacturers and options for people in the used market to buy Android phones. There's just more competition for the same kind of consumer, which creates fragmentation and leads to Samsung phones losing value faster over time. Whereas with iPhones, you can feel confident you can get quite a lot of money back for something that is only like 1 to 2 years old, as there's no other competing manufacturer of iOS devices other than Apple. So by this measurement, iPhones generally are better value for money, bringing it to 4 points versus 3, crowning it my personal smartphone king of 2024 over the S24 Ultra. Another Apple product that is the king in its own right in the category of ultra-thin laptops is the new 13-inch M3 MacBook Air. I've used it for the last few weeks, and I've come to some very surprising conclusions about this device that you do not want to miss, so click right here to watch it now.